Hello all, Kailani here. I know it's been a little while. I've been busy at night, which is when I usually do my my vlogs. But anyways, so like I said, I'm going to be talking about breath hold, dangers today, safety, and whatnot. So let's get started. So a few dangers with breath holds is obviously the most obvious one is blacking out. That's pretty straightforward. Blacking out can happen for a lot of different reasons. Holding your breath longer than you should. You know, lack of enough air. Just, you know, not properly following techniques. And diving too deep and not being able to come back up, which I guess would fall under lack of air. But anyways, my point, is that just be careful when holding your breath, because it's a very essential part of being alive, breathing. If we don't breathe, we don't live. As simple as that. So yeah. I just actually did a little bit of research on it, and there are shallow water blackouts, like I mentioned before, and deep water blackouts. Shallow water blackouts can actually most often occur in a pool, not in the ocean. And it just, usually, from what I read, it's usually caused by people, hyperventilating before diving, or taking way too deep of breath, or too many deep breaths, and just, I can't remember what it was called, but you get a condition that makes you black out, and you won't have any symptoms of like, oh, well, I'm not going to black out, I don't feel like I need to breathe. You can, very silently, just very calmly, just black out, and you're stuck at the bottom of the pool. Now, if you're in a pool with a lifeguard, they are trained to scan the bottom of the pool to look for those things. But if you're at a pool where there's no lifeguard on duty, it's at your own risk, so make sure you have a buddy with you. I will not be doing a video for the buddy rule, because I'm pretty much going to be, sorry, I'm like slouching, I have a lot of pain right now, and I'm dealing with it, so I'm in bed, as usual, but like, I'm in bed, because I actually can't walk around right now. But anyways, yeah, the buddy rule, I'm not going to do a video about, because, I mean, that kind of sticks with, like, every single safety aspect of mermaiding. Have a buddy with breath holding. Have a buddy when you're swimming in the tail. Have a buddy when you're at the beach. Always waters and swimming and buddies, they go together hand in hand. So I mean, like, even if like you're doing your breath holds and you're at home, like, as long as there's someone in the room with you, be like, hey mom, I want to practice my breath holds, can you keep an eye, you know, on me, just, you know, come in and check in, or just make sure I'm okay. Like, don't just be like in your room at night, like, okay, my parents don't know I'm a mermaid, and you know, I'm gonna hold my breath for as long as I can, and try to practice. Don't do that. Please don't do that, because what can happen is you think you're holding your breath right, and you think, oh, I can just hold it a few more seconds longer, it's not that, and you're passed out. And if your parents don't know what you're doing, they might think you went to sleep, you might think you took a nap, or you're just quietly working on homework. They may not know, and while your body will instinctively start breathing again, it's dangerous. I mean, it really is dangerous. You just be careful. So if your parents are, if you live with your parents, and your parents are kind of about the whole mermaid thing, and you don't want to be like, hey mom, hey dad, I'm practicing breath holds for being a fish, have a friend come over. Be like, hey mom, Susie and I are gonna go hang out in my room. You know, cool, whatever. And with you guys together, you can practice your breath holds separately. Just please, 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 please make sure you watch videos, read, do research. I don't care. Just don't do it willy-nilly. There's a lot of breathing exercises you can actually learn from singing. There's something called aapproach.com. There's also a YouTube channel for Eric I can't say his last name, that I've just recently started watching, and he's got a lot of great breathing practices to warm up your body, warm up your breathing, to help you sort of, like, just relax and learn, like, how to breathe deep properly, not how to and hold your breath, because that's bad, and you never ever want to do that. Also, if you go swimming and you guys are like, I bet you I can hold my breath longer, make sure there's a parent around, or make sure you guys, like, do one at a time, like, be like, okay, I'm gonna go into first, and you time me, so it's like, ready, go. And then you come up for air when you need it, which I don't really actually need it right now. I'm actually still holding it, but there you go. And then you come up for air when you need it, and the other person will be like, oh, wow, you held it for, I don't know how long that was, but you held it for 15 seconds. I bet you I can hold it longer. So you'd be like, okay, I'll time you. So what you do is you have a stopwatch. Get a waterproof stopwatch. You could probably get them at a sports chalet, or, like, if you don't have sports, we have Sports Chalet over here, and we have Dick's Sporting Goods, Big Five, Sports Authority. You just basically go to a sports store and go to the swimming section, ask them, do you have waterproof stopwatches? You don't need your phone, you don't need anything fancy. You can just go get a waterproof stopwatch, and it just goes click and click, and then you can clear it. And you click and click, and then you can clear. It's so simple. I mean, people overlook the stopwatch. Really, I mean, like, everyone has them on their phone now. But just get a waterproof stopwatch. It's that simple. One person's above. Ready, go. And the minute they're, holding their breath, you press the go. And then as soon as they go, and they breathe in, you press the stop. And you're like, oh, okay, cool, you did win, or whatever. Just, like I said, be safe about it. Just don't both go under at the same time holding your breath, because what if one of you is, like, you're at the bottom and you're both like this, and you're holding your breath and you're not looking, and your friend, you can't hear, I mean, well, you can hear underwater, but you're not, like, having a conversation underwater to be like, hey, I'm still holding my breath, are you still holding your breath, blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, they could easily, you could easily slip into being unconscious. The other person could slip into being unconscious. You both could. And no one will know if there's no parent there. If there's no third person, a second, So, always have someone watching. Please. So, that's shallow water. Deep water blackouts. Now, you have to remember that, like, in different sporting rings, sporting circles, and communities and whatnot, what they consider to be shallow water and deep water are different, but for Wikipedia and for the sake of making things simple, shallow water is in 16 feet or less, and deep water is when you black out due to ascension. It's when you're coming back, when you're surfacing due to depressurization. So that's another thing you need, make sure you're aware of. If you do get to dive past 16 feet, which I'm going to assume most of us don't, maybe 20. I would say for people who work in a really big tank at an aquarium, might go down to 20. I personally don't think I've gone down to 20. I think I've definitely gone to like 10, 12 feet. I probably have gone to 15 or 16. I'd say 15 would be, like, probably the deepest I've been. I don't actually know, because I was at the ocean. And it changes all the time, because I was, like, in the surf, so, like, the waves would be going out, so it'd be shallower, and then the waves would come in and be higher, but they weren't breaking. I was past the breakers. But anyways, the point is that, also, I'm hitting the 10-minute mark soon, so, all in all, when you're breathing, don't do the to get air. That's hyperventilating. Don't do the kind of thing. That's bad too. Just relax and just take a deep And it should be fairly simple. And when you do feel like you need to breathe, there are things called contractions, which is when your diaphragm, which is like down here, you can't really see, but this is my ribs, down here is your diaphragm. Your diaphragm's right here under your ribs. And what that does is that will contract. You'll feel it go like, kind of like that. And that usually means that you need to breathe. Like, your body's like, breathe. Hey, breathe. 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 And you can ignore, like, the first one, maybe two. But after that, it's like, okay, you probably should breathe. And like I've said many, many times before, there is pushing yourself, and then there is pushing yourself too far. Just be smart. Don't try to be the best the first time. I mean, like everything, you know, everything takes hard work. Everything takes, you know, practice. So, practice safely and smartly, and just, you know, really do your research. I mean, I could do a probably hour-long video after doing tons of research and telling you all these things, all these techniques, but really, there are already tons of videos out there like that. This is my mermaid channel, not a freediving channel. So I'll do some research along with my own knowledge, but I'll do some more research and really like nail down some good points and tips for breath holding, or for breath holding, and I'll do a video on them in the future sometime. I still have 2 more topics to cover for safety, and then I've got a few other videos planned for you guys. But yeah, biggest thing is, like right now, if you really want to get into breath holding, like right after watching this video, just go on YouTube and type breath hold lessons. There's a YouTuber that I follow that, I can't remember their name for the life of me right now, but they're great. He's a professional freediver. I mean, look up freediving tips, or freediving, tutorial, or, I don't know about tutorial, but freediving lessons, breath hold lessons, breath hold tips, breath hold safety, just look stuff up. I mean, knowledge is power, and you're gonna be more knowledgeable if you look it up. I'm eating a goldfish. So, yeah, that's about it. Like I said, if I missed anything, feel free to comment, make your own video. But those are the main things I wanted to get out there, was just have a buddy, be smart about your breath holds, and be aware of what your body's telling you. If you need to breathe, you should breathe. A great tip that was given to me, I believe by John Jay on Mer Network. I used to have panic attacks with not being able to breathe, probably which came from traumatic experiences at the ocean, which I'll go over in another video. When you go to surface and you feel like you need air and you're like, oh my god, I can't, I need to get, don't panic. When you get to the surface, go up slowly and calmly. And when you break the surface, don't be like, I can breathe. Don't do that. Just like, you know, be like, and just breathe normally, slowly. Even if you have to, make your breathing slower than you normally do. That's what I did. Because like I said, I had panic attacks. I'd come up to the surface and be, oh, air. But then I just started calming myself down. I would just relax while underwater. I felt I needed air, and I would just slowly go to the surface and just slowly sort of, I'm gonna get air, there's no need to freak out about it, you know. I mean, the air's there, it's not gonna go anywhere. I mean, it's there. So there's no rush to, like, have to breathe. Your body's gonna wanna suck in a bunch of air, but you're gonna have to be, you know, very controlled and relaxed about it. So, yeah, I hope that helps. I'm sorry for the informality of this video. I just like everyone else, I've just been really feeling off this week. Been really, really tired and in pain, but whatever. I gotta go swimming tomorrow, so that's cool. Anyways, enough about me. More about you guys. Please comment, subscribe, like, share, all that stuff. Be sure to like me on Facebook. I also have Twitter, and I have a Tumblr now. Yeah, it's Kailanithemermaid. I don't really have anything on it. I'm trying to connect it to my Instagram, and yeah, it's kind of a tough process. But yeah, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr. Tumblr and Instagram are Kailanithemermaid. Facebook's Kailanithemermaid. Twitter is Mermaid Kailani, because Kailanithemermaid was too long. But yeah, so Mermaid Kailani is Twitter. But yeah, you can follow me on all those and keep up with my adventures and stuff and things, and I'm rambling. Alright, goodbye. Live long, swim free. See ya, guppies.